channel here in the Taranaki in New Zealand. How are you today? I'm doing good. I'm feeling that kiwi pride and I want to show you some little tickies, but it's not zooming in very good. Today I'm going to be making a tribute to New Zealand soap. That's right, I'm going to be making Kawakawa soap. Now Kawakawa is a leafy green. I'll show you a picture. It's cool, eh? And it grows all over the place here in New Zealand, but the Maori people, who are the indigenous people to New Zealand, they find it as a medicine plant. It is known as, its common name is the Maori pepper plant. And as far as I know, you can boil it and you can drink the tea, and it's really good for your tummy, and it helps with other things as well as tummy troubles, helps clear your skin, and it's a good thing. Plus it's really cool if you infuse it into oil like I've been doing and make it into a body balm that you can rub all over. It's super good for eczema, dry skin, psoriasis in the scalp, and all sorts all over your whole body. It's a lovely natural balm, so you can use it on the little people in your house and on the older people or the more sensitive people in your house can all use it. And I make it, so I'll leave a link below to the video where I made that Kawakawa balm. Super popular product here in New Zealand, and I thought it would be neat to pair it with a soap because, you know, I am StarrSoaps. So I'm going to try really hard and make a super fully infused with Kawakawa soap today. So no cheats here, and we're not going to just have a couple of drops of Kawakawa infused oil and then call it Kawakawa soap. Oh hell no. We're going to use mostly Kawakawa infused oil. We're going to top it up with some other oils for bubbles and moisturizing properties, and we're going to put some finely ground Kawakawa leaves, which I've dried them completely and then ground in a coffee grinder till they're like a little powder, and we're going to mix that all through all the soap as well. So we're going to make it super Kawakawa, and we're going to use a tiny bit of essential oil, the cedarwood essential oil, which is the same one that I put into the balm, and it just smells really nice and natural and of trees, and helps sort of makes you think of like the nature aspect of the soap, because it's got ground up Kawakawa leaves in it and Kawakawa infused oil. So I'm really excited for this soap. I do hope it's popular and it will be one that I keep making, but this is my first time ever making this Kawakawa soap. So come along with me and I'll show you how I made it. Sweet! Alright, so this StarrSoap is going to be made with goat's milk. I know, shock. No. Actually, to be fair, I've been making just about every single soap lately with goat's milk in it, and that's mostly because I was advised to stick to one thing. I had been making some vegan soaps and some that were not, like the goat's milk ones, and somebody said to me that it was a bit confusing and the vegans didn't know which ones they could trust and so on and so on. So I'm thinking that from now on all my soaps are going to have goat's milk, but I do still want to make 1 or 2 bars that have like no fragrance, no colour, no goat's milk, nothing like that. Just keep it super plain and natural colours and natural scent, well, essential oil as the natural scent, and then that can be my soap that can be for people like that, people who might be vegan, or they might be you know, again, they might have sensitive skin, they might not be able to use fragrance oils and stuff like that. So there will be a really good range of soap to have for the sensitive types that doesn't have any of the, you know, glitters and all of the bells and whistles, which I still love to play with, and some people love to have those soaps too. So you can't please all the people all the time, and last night all those people were at my show. Little Mitch Hedberg reference for you there. Okay, so I'm using cedarwood essential oil, and I've got a big bottle of it here, but it's got a dripper attached. To be fair, I could have removed the dripper and sped up this process, but by doing it like this and putting in some and then smelling how it smells and then putting some more in, I got it just how I wanted it. My final soap has a very light earthy smell, but it's not very strongly scented, and I really like that because this soap is supposed to sort of remind you of nature and the bush, and therefore you don't want it to smell strongly of a lot of things because it's just like the bush, right? So it should just smell nice and plain and natural. In this jug I've got some green oxide mixed with water, and some sparkling green mica mixed with oil, which is why it looks kind of funny. But I'm doing that because I wanted to get a very particular shade of green. The oxide sort of takes over a little bit and you can't see the shimmering mica that much once you add it all together though. So you should probably keep that in mind, and if you really love the sparkly mica look, then this might not be the way for you to go. I'm adding in even more essential oil now, and now it's time for me to add my Kawakawa dust. It is just Kawakawa leaves that I have dried completely and then ground into a powder. And incorporating them into my mix proves to be a little bit difficult. Luckily for me, my soap wasn't thickening up and I was able to go ahead and really blitz the blitz out of it to make sure that I got all of that Kawakawa incorporated. But in the future, to make this step easier, I would mix the Kawakawa dust or powder or whatever into some oil and then mix that into my soap. That would be a lot easier and you wouldn't end up with these clumps like I got. But a little bit of persistence and eventually I get a nice smooth soap batter that is full of Kawakawa, like loaded with Kawakawa. So that's really cool. I'm actually really happy with how it looks. If only it stayed this dark in the final soap. Spoiler alert! Time to pour our beautiful green Kawakawa soap into the mold. I think it looks so awesome. I'm really loving that green. It's so dark and just looks luscious. It really does look like, you know, a walk in the bush or something to me. I'm going to be adding that little bit of lightly green coloured soap that I left with no Kawakawa powder in it. And that's going to go in as like my accent colour so that I'll have something to swirl. I'm now just going to go ahead and scrape all of that beautiful soap off the walls of the jug so that I make sure I get every last bit of that divine soap into the mould. I don't want to leave any of it behind. And I have had a request to make more Kawakawa balm. So later on I'm going to be making some more of that as well. And I don't think I'm going to be making the eucalyptus one. Sad, eh? There just isn't as much people wanting it. To be fair, like I want to make a calendula one as well, but Kawakawa is the most popular one, so I must make what people want. Okay, this is my hanger swirl tool, guys, and if you maybe notice, it looks way professional today. That's thanks to my awesome husband. This is the exact same hanger tool you've seen me use many times in many videos, but my lovely husband straightened out the bends for me and made it look a lot better. So thanks, Big B. Now that I've got that little bit of colour swirled inside, I'm going to just go ahead and put the last little bit of the light green on the top and swirl the very top as well. And then we're going to come back and put some extra fun stuff on the top. I saw you out So I added the last little bit of that Kawakawa dust just along one side of the top of both the molds. It just adds a nice little detail on there. And now I'm finishing it off with some cute little stars. And I made these out of the Kawakawa leaves as well. I took some Kawakawa leaves that didn't have too many holes in them already, and then I used my star-shaped hole punch and I made some eco confetti. That's right, this is like little star confetti but made out of dried leaves. So really cool, and sprinkling them all over the top of the soap just seemed like the perfect thing to do. Once the soap has saponified, you can see them a lot better. See? It's quite incredible how light that soap has turned. I thought it was going to stay super dark green, but you can see the speckles through there way better now that it's lightened up. So that's cool. And of course it has sat overnight, and now it is time for us to cut it into bars. I'm pretty excited to see if that swirl came out at all in there, especially now that the colour has lightened up so much. And I really want to know when I cut each bar just how it smells on the inside as well. I had a feeling that it wasn't going to be scented at all, and that I'd basically wasted all of that cedarwood essential oil. But when I went to cut it and I could smell it curing, it definitely did get some of that beautiful earthy smell that the cedarwood has. And being that it only has the cedarwood essential oil and nothing else, it's pretty impressive that it even made any scent at all, because essential oil on their own sometimes don't stick and things like that. You guys might know if you've had experience with it. So I cut the soap and I get these two little slivers at either end. They're too thin to use for anything. I can't give them away. So I decide that I'm going to show you guys how I use my clay extruder tool to make those long star logs that I embed inside some of my soap loaves. So I'm going to be making some Kawakawa star logs after we cut this. So stay tuned for that. Now I'm just helping the bars to sort of stop from sticking to each other. And yeah, we definitely did get an accent colour in there. It's not the most intricate, beautiful swirl. I actually had a plan in mind for my swirl. I wanted it to look like a koru, and the idea was that I was trying to pour that light green down the middle. That's why I only did one little swirl with my hanger tool. I wanted it to lift up and come around and look like a koru on the inside of the bars. And that didn't really happen, but I'm not going to give up. I'm going to try that again. I just thought it would be really neat inside these Kawakawa soaps if you could see a koru. And if you don't know what a koru looks like, then please do feel free to open up a tab and Google it. K-O-R-U. Koru. So here we have the loaf in the mould and the other one cut. And I think they turned out fantastic. I really hope you did enjoy watching me make this Kawakawa soap as much as I enjoyed making it. And I do hope it sells out fast because I want to make more. So I've already gone and harvested more Kawakawa leaves and dried them and getting them ready for the next batch. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to have a little play with this awesome clay extruder tool that Jennifer sent me. Thank you, Jennifer. So it's a little bit of a workout whenever I use this. I'm speeding things up for you, but it takes a long time to open that right up and screw that right open. You unscrew the end piece here and you get this little like stamp thing inside there, that little metal star shape thing, and you get a whole bunch of different shapes, so you can do any shape you want, but I basically only do stars because, you know, I'm StarrSoaps. So off camera I'm just jamming that squishy soap down inside the tube. I'm sorry I didn't show you me doing that. I rolled it a bit and squished it in my hands a bit first to make it a bit gooey, but it was already pretty gooey because we only just cut the soap. And now I'm going to go ahead and try and show you how I make one of these star logs. So at first you've got to twist and twist until you actually push the soap right up to the end of the extruder. And then as the soap starts to come out, it wants to curl up, so I like to put it on the bench or wherever you're working and gently pull away, as you can see me doing. So as I'm extruding the soap out of the little tool, I'm also pulling and kind of helping it to be a log.
Now that is super soft and sticky and squishy right now, and I can't move it. It has to stay right there at least for overnight until it's dry enough that I can move it and put it somewhere else. And I tend to have them all on a shelf, all my different star logs, so that when I want to make a soap, I just grab my star logs and throw them in. And they're so nice and thin that it doesn't matter if they have completely cured. They are not like some of those toppers that you put on top that can cause cutting the final soap to be really difficult. So that's awesome. They're not like that. They're nice and thin. So here we have two little Kawakawa star logs, and I'll show you up close what they look like. And again, as I mentioned, I cannot move these. They have to stay here until they've gone hard, and then I'll be able to move them. And they don't look very impressive at all from this angle, but when you put them in the soap and cut them, you get hundreds of little tiny stars. I'll leave a link below to one of my star videos. So we're going to end this video with a range of pretty photographs. This is some Kawakawa on the stem and how it looks when it grows. Then we've got a beautiful picture of the wet soap, and I'm going to show you some pictures of me processing the Kawakawa as well, taking all the leaves off the stem, and then I have to dry them. Now you can do this in a dehydrator, or in my case I just popped them in my hot water cupboard, which is at a warm temperature at all times, and it very slowly dried them. If you put them in the dehydrator, they can go brown like these ones. If you put them in the hot water cupboard, they keep that lovely green colour. Well, thank you guys so much for watching me make this. I really love incorporating New Zealand herbs and really anything New Zealand into my products where I can. Ko-fi and Kawakawa. It's really cool, and it's a special little nod to New Zealand. Hey, if you're not already and you want to be, hit that subscribe button. Become a member of the StarrSoaps family and feel the soapy aroha. Bye!